Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the WTM London and Travel Forward PR workshop for 2020. We're very excited today to announce all of the opportunities that will take place as part of WTM 2020. And we have a plethora of WTM personnel here today to walk you through all aspects of the show. We have Jeanette Gilbert and Simon Press, who will be presenting all aspects of the portfolio direction for this year, as well as the changes and advancements that have taken place in terms of WTM London for this year. We'll also have Natalia and myself, who will be here to talk through the PR side of things and to show you all of the opportunities that are there for exhibitors, companies and businesses at this year's event. We have Jessamy, Jonathan and Richard also on standby as well to answer any questions around operations, market, sales and the travel technology show Travel Forward for this year. So it gives me great pleasure, first of all, to welcome Jeanette Gilbert, who is the Portfolio Director of Marketing for WTM, and she's going to run through for you the updates that have taken place across the portfolio for this year. So Jeanette, over to you.
That's great. Thanks very much for the introduction. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to everyone who has dialed in today from all the various destinations around the world. It's really great to have you here with us. So thank you very much for giving your time today so that we present the WTM show strategy to you for 2020. So I know that many of you will be familiar with the WTM brand, and for those of you that are new to the brand, I would just like to share a very small introduction to the WTM portfolio. So the WTM Portfolio is a trusted brand known as the leading international travel events portfolio. We have 4 very strong, iconic trade shows around the world. We have Arabian Travel Market based in Dubai, WTM Latin America in Sao Paulo, WTM Africa in Cape Town, and of course, not forgetting the flagship event, WTM London. So co-located with WTM London is the dedicated travel technology event, Travel Forward. So WTM is also an industry intelligence platform. So with over 40 years of experience, we are considered as a solid knowledge centre for the tourism economy. We're also a reliable source of data and ideas for our clients and for the media. Excuse me. But before all, WTM is a strategic marketing partner. Our mission is to support all players of the global travel industry, especially tourism destinations, to promote their assets and attract targeted travellers. Our customers are truly at the heart of our offering. We facilitate new connections between buyers and sellers, and our annual events connect over 100,000 travel industry professionals from over 182 countries and generate more than 7.5 billion of industry deals. Sadly, this year, can you just go back one slide, please? Thank you. Sadly, this year, in response to the escalation of COVID-19 pandemic, unfortunately, all of our spring shows had to be rescheduled to 2021. But instead, on a positive note, we've been able to pivot to virtual events. So in June this year, we ran a very successful ATM virtual event, and each week hosted high-level webinars on our new platform, WTM Global Hub. We also successfully launched Travel Forward Online, again an online platform providing high-level content and conference programs. The team have been hugely busy, tirelessly working all the hours over the last 5 months to be flexible and offer something new for all of our customers. After careful consideration and discussion with the exhibition industry, the UK government recently announced the resumption of the exhibitions in England from October 2020. Hooray! I know, it's amazing. We're so happy and delighted about that. So WTM London, Travel Forward and London Travel Week are set to take place and promise to be the first opportunities for the travel industry to meet since the beginning of the year. And believe me, we are super excited and we are extremely determined to deliver a very special edition this year. So, okay, can you now move to slide 2, please? Thank you very much. Okay, so before we get started with the overall show strategy, I just wanted to share with you a quick overview of the marketing strategy. So the marketing strategy is split into 5 core pillars. The first pillar is all about positioning the travel industry for tomorrow's world. And what this means is it's about how the industry will transport people whilst simultaneously changing this, growing commercially, and also doing it sustainably. So this is done and delivered through our key strategic partnerships, such as UNWTO, WTTC, as well as the help of the government's key aviation, transportation and logistics providers. Our second core pillar is about helping develop the next generation of industry leaders. And this strategy is achieved through bringing together destination and private sector companies, as well as entrepreneurs, innovators, disruptors, startups that play a really important role in driving economic growth, digital innovation and job creation. The whole strategy is about enabling them to connect and create collaborative networks to drive industry innovation forward. Our third pillar is focused on attracting tomorrow's travel consumer. And simply, this is working with, again, key partners such as Euromonitor and Oxford Economics to share the latest trends about consumer attitudes, needs, travel buying behaviours, and of course their attitudes towards travel. This enables companies and marketeers to better organise their products for the future. Our fourth pillar is focused on tourism as a career. And this is about promoting education, skills development and talent within the industry. To date, we bring a very strong student programme that educates young people on the benefits of a career in travel. This we do again in partnership with the likes of TTG and ITT. And today Simon is going to talk through some very exciting news about a new partnership that's going to deliver even more value for our students. Finally, our fifth pillar focuses on supporting responsible tourism. Again, working in partnership with Harold Goodwin by providing a platform to encourage and create policy engagement and sharing of best practice to take responsible tourism to another level. We also celebrate the successes within the industry through our Responsible Tourism Awards. So these 5 pillars, we believe, are critical to the success of the industry and give us competitive advantage in our marketplace. Working with our key strategic partners enables us to create a shared collection of new products and ideas, as well as an exhibition ecosystem that appeals to a wide selection of top quality buyers and travel professionals. So I'm sure that these core pillars will be relevant to your strategies and will also be helpful and relevant to your exhibitors. And so we'll be happy to work with you to align your campaigns to this accordingly. So I'm now going to hand you over to Simon, and Simon is going to take you through the rest of the marketing and show strategy for 2020. Over to you, Simon.
Cheers, Jeanette. Thank you very much. And welcome, everybody. It's great to have so many of you online today. We are so excited that we are operationally ready for the UK being given the go-ahead, finally, from the 1st of October by the UK government. We are looking to deliver an exciting live event and programme with new and existing partnerships to assist the audience to generate business from the investment in marketing and innovation to recover, rebuild and innovate. The global impact of COVID-19 continues to have an economic and financial impact on the industry and the customers. WTM London's geographical exhibitor attendance is mirroring the varying degrees of impact that COVID is having on the world. We are expecting all major regions being covered across the live and virtual platforms. Over 200 brands and destinations are already confirmed, and we are still reviewing the ability to give flexibility on those T's and C's. We are providing an improved customer experience by combining a live and virtual offering. Attendee sentiment is certainly high, and this is based on the research and continued focus groups, whilst exhibitor inquiries accelerate and interest in London Travel Week and Travel Forward grows. We are committed to deliver long-term opportunities, investing in new partnerships, working with the likes of UNWTO and WTTC, whilst ensuring responsible tourism has centre stage. Move on to the next slide. Need I say, the outlook is fluid and ever-changing, but across the live and virtual offerings, we will ensure the scale and seniority of a global audience. Destinations' objectives are focused on strengthening market positions and driving sales for 2021 and beyond. Buyers are reviewing product mix in their portfolios, matching those consumer needs and requirements. But as said, the conversations held this year at WTM London are for recovery and rebuilding. As in previous years, the main product categories will be present at the live event and will be included on the virtual platform. European presence is expected to be strong, with attendance listings going live in the next couple of weeks. And as in previous years, this will be updated once brands confirm their attendance. Buyer attendance forecast is also strong, and again, this is being continuously reviewed through research and focus groups. On to the next slide. As part of the development of WTM London, we are continuing to add more value to those attending the live event and are pushing ahead with some of the plans that were in place before COVID-19. The Ministers Summit will be expanding to include a greater number of public and private sector, with the purpose of the summit bringing to drive industry growth over the next decade. A manifesto will be produced through conversations held before and during the event to create safer, greener, smarter travel and tourism. The manifesto from the summit will help influence governments and key global policies over the next decade. I'd like to move on to the next slide. We are partnering with the International Tourism and Investment Conference, focusing on the opportunities of how investment within the industry is essential to recover, rebuild, and innovate. It's certainly going to be a very busy few days for the participants, but it offers the destinations, project owners, and investors the opportunity to interact and also learn. The summit will be covering three main themes: health, investment, and the future. Move on to the next slide. And finally, and by no means least, we are partnering with an agency called the 5% to launch a marketing conference and masterclass. The 5% have a management team with over 20 years worth of experience delivering high actionable content. The agency will be hosting a one-day workshop with globally acclaimed paid traffic, branding, and marketing experts who will be sharing what's working right now. Move on to the buyers program. I'm sure that most of you are aware that across the WTM portfolio of international events, we have the buyers program and the buyers club that has over 10,000 qualified international buyers. And as in previous years, the focus is on quality, not the quantity. To ensure the quality remains, we are launching a tighter vetting process to confirm that the key decision makers are in attendance. We are already engaging with buyers from the UK, Europe, and the rest of the world, and we will be looking to maintain that global buyer mix across the live and WTM virtual events. We know from our research and focus groups that there is particular need for buyers to meet with existing business partners, to have discussions on reviewing current agreements, whilst also looking for those new hidden gems and developing those new business relationships. From our research to date, we know there is high demand for self-catering, RV rentals, rental cottages, and private villas. Whilst conversations will also be held on package and obviously all-inclusive holidays. Let's move on. Across the WTM portfolio, we hold speed networking events where buyers and sellers have a series of short meetings to then hold longer meetings during the show open hours. I'm pleased to say and to confirm this hugely popular and efficient way to hold business conversations will be at WTM London, the live event this year, and will also be part of the WTM virtual offering. We understand the need for the industry to reconnect and are anticipating a huge demand to gain access to speed networking from both exhibitors and buyers, with the new formats delivering better connections, more meetings, all in a safe environment. Moving on to WTM Virtual. Sorry, that's fine. It's okay. Moving on to the new customer experience, apologies. You can see on the slide the 4 cornerstones from the Association of Exhibition Organisers, all secure standard. This all secure standard has been set up to provide a best practice guide. The scope and development of the guidance follows extensive consultation with operations professionals, including Reed Exhibitions, within the exhibition and event industry. In the government guidance for business events, it refers to the Association of Event Organisers and states that event organisers and venues should make reference to the AEO guidance when developing risk assessments for the events. Reed Exhibitions is currently the chair of the AEO and has been collaborating with the UK government over the last months. So, over to those 4 cornerstones. Physical distancing, and by this we mean capacity and visitor and crowd dynamics. Cleaning and hygiene covers everything from including environment, infrastructure, monitoring, sanitisation stations, additional cleaning of stands and feature areas and theatres. Protect and detect refers to reduction of touch points, venues going cashless, and doing away with the traditional lanyards and badge holders. Communication refers to collective industry comms, along with messaging specific to individual shows, plus ensuring that the on-site signage is highly visible and consistent. Sam, I think you'll be able to play the new video. If you can, that'll be absolutely brilliant. I think it's just coming now. We've got a bit of a problem with the sound there. Sam, I think we'll stop that for now and maybe play it towards the end if we can, so that we get the sound. That'd be great. If you move back to the slide deck. So if you move on to Travel Forward. So co-located with WTM London. Travel Forward is the technology event that is co-located with WTM London. This year we will be introducing a new VIP buyer program, and we'll be pre-arranging meetings with the exhibitors to ensure a further increase in return for all those attending. And this year, the highly successful conference will be free to attend. Travel Forward will also be part of the virtual offering from the 10th to the 11th of November. So moving on to that virtual offering. Following the success of the Arabian Travel Market virtual event this year that delivered 15,000 business meetings, we are going to be holding the WTM virtual event on the 10th to the 11th of November. Highlights include one-to-one meetings, speed networking, live and on-demand conference sessions, and the opportunity to see conference sessions from that live show. WTM virtual event will allow brands to engage with international buyers, to ensure the global reach and to provide an opportunity for any buyers that cannot attend the live event. Majority of our leading conference programme will be hosted as part of the virtual event this year. We know there remains a huge appetite for content due to the high engagement levels for the sessions that are streaming across the WTM Global Hub. Sessions on the virtual event will cover responsible tourism, domestic market, LGBT, women in travel, BAME, cruise, aviation and HR policies, to name but a few. Right, I think I'm going to be handing over to Sam now, who's going to go over and talk about a little bit more around London Travel Week in some more detail.
Super, thank you very much, Simon. Yes, just briefly about London Travel Week. I'm sure you realise last year was the inaugural version of London Travel Week, a whole week of events designed to produce strong growth in the tourism and travel industry, with smaller organised events taking place around WTM London. It exceeded all performances in 2019 and we are determined to make it even bigger in 2020. We further invested in Travel Week as a brand and offer even more choices than last year to tailor events for destinations and brands during that week around WTM London. And we are well positioned to manage the challenges associated with events during this pandemic period. This year, Travel Week will encompass a new set of parameters and provide a network for the development of the global travel and tourism industry. It will form 4 parts, with conferences and seminars that have been handpicked to educate and inspire travel leaders, bespoke sponsorship events that are tailored and curated and organised by the London Travel Week team to create memorable opportunities for sponsors in order to strengthen those one-of-a-kind relationships. As well as that, there'll be festival celebrations, cultural celebrations that will take place across London to show off the unique features of a destination or business and allow networking amongst guests to really increase that brand awareness and give you good ROI. And finally, knowledge events. These will be extended workshops and sessions focusing on key business areas that allow attendees to learn how to recover and accelerate their businesses into 2021 and be part of the recovery of global travel and tourism. We have over 30 premium locations across London to choose from. Some of those are unique, small boutique spaces for intimate networking sessions, and that goes right up to larger, grander settings that are just a stone's throw away from XL London and will attract plenty of WTM London visitors. And if you are interested in hosting an event or sponsoring London Travel Week, then just head to the London Travel Week website, which you can see just down there, and download our brochure, which should give you all of the information on the packages that are available. I'll pass now over to Natalia, who will talk about the PR opportunities available this year.
Yes, hello to you all. So today I will be explaining all about the PR opportunities and deadlines available at WTM London and Travel Forward. But before we start, it's important that you keep in touch with us. Here, there is a huge demand for PR activities. You have seen Simon's presentation and got an idea about what the plans are. So the more information you can provide us in the early stage, the better. We have around 5,000 exhibitors at WTM London and Travel Forward. So please have a proper brainstorm with your team to ensure your news really stands out from the crowd. We can and we will keep your news and ideas confidential. So don't worry if things are not quite confirmed yet. Trust us, we're gonna keep it safe. So nearly 5,000 media attend the shows from around the globe. We have print, trade and consumer, we have radio, TV, digital influencers. So some of our exhibitors never know where to find our PR opportunities. So please access the link to submit your requests. I have put the link in the presentation. The presentation will be available on the website. Next slide, please. So here are the PR opportunities offered by us. Let's start with exhibitor news. So exhibitor news is a great free way to promote your company or client. And all you need to do is to send us one-page Word document on a launch of a new product, service, or development, new marketing strategy, etc. We look for strong, interesting stories, as we only select the ones that are of quality content value. We then pick the ones for the media. We select the ones for TV, for radio, and the ones for consumer media, etc. The story then appears on the exhibitor news page on WTM and TF websites, tweeted out for our followers on social media, and included in the email marketing, which is sent to our media database. So another free opportunity is the interview wall. This is a great opportunity to bring along your key spokesperson. Slots are given based on editorial merit. So make sure whoever you bring along to the wall has an interesting story to tell and is briefed to be interviewed. We have seen many clients who have arrived at the interview wall and have no idea what to say. I have seen many. So please make sure you have a good story to share and you have briefed your client. All the interviews are listed in the Media Diary of Events, which is online this year. So we usually have the booklets, but I'll get there. We have a cameraman based there throughout the day, filming all the interviews. The videos are then hosted on our YouTube channel, and the interview will, so it goes to the YouTube channel, and also we go to our email marketing, some of them. The interview wall is located in the International Media Center on the shop floor. So it's a prime location, as we have members of the press around it. Slots are now available. Please access the website and inquire about a slot. Third opportunity is the Media Diary of Events. Let us know about any events such as celebrity appearances, competitions, press conferences, and press receptions that you are organizing during the show. We can then promote it in the Media Diary of Events. So this year, due to COVID, the booklet will only be online. But the booklet will be sent, the booklet online will be sent by the media by email. So they can decide which events they can attend. And finally, we have the press conference room. We only have one press conference room available this year. Please contact us for more information. This is a paid opportunity. We also have the press conference room virtually this year. So more details will be released shortly and will be on the website. Just keep your eyes on it. So this is, next slide, please, Sam. So this is the end of my presentation, but before I go, I would like to, for you to have a look at the PR deadlines. Please keep in mind that we will not be accepting any materials after the 5th of October. This year, we'll be very strict about this deadline. So please make sure you meet all deadlines. You have my contact and some contact. So Sam will be responsible for London Travel Week if you have any inquiry, and then I'll do the rest. This year, again, due to COVID, do not print any press releases or press packs. They will not be allowed at the show. Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you very much. I now hand over to Simon Press.
Thank you very much, Natalia, and thank you very much, Sam, for that. We understand the challenges that we're all facing, and in line with government and industry guidelines, we are able to deliver an event whose main priority is the health and safety of all those attending. We are taking a holistic view across our portfolio, with our innovation pipeline rich with new products that will add more value and differentiation. We have strong momentum from all our key stakeholders, and our customers are confident and positive about attending WTM London. Our objective is to deliver our value proposition. Ideas arrive here, enabling the industry to recover, rebuild, and innovate for a better, stronger travel and tourism sector. And we are expecting a very good performance, even in this most difficult of years. I think that's the end of the presentation, and we've got a Q&A session coming through now. So Sam, back over to you.
Yeah, yes, we do. Thank you very much, Simon and Natalia, there for that very detailed pieces of information. As I mentioned at the start, this is your opportunity to ask us any questions you might have about the way that the show will function this year. We have experts from across the WTM business here to help answer your questions today. We'll start off from one that's come in, and it's regarding what countries will be represented on the show floor. This is probably best to bring in WTM London Sales Director Jonathan Hull to that. While Jonathan's turning on his camera, just a reminder, if you would like to send us a question, please send that via the private messaging chat to Natalia Hartman, and she will collate those questions and send them over. So yes, if you have any questions to Natalia, but Jonathan, if you could give us a lowdown on what's happening on the show floor this year.
Certainly. Well, we've had huge demand, obviously, for WTM London, and it's great that we can actually be given the green light to go ahead with the live event. What's happening on the show floor really does mirror what's happening around the world. So we're seeing a lot of demand from European regions. Probably the area that's been biggest hit currently is the Americas, where we're seeing South America and North America likely to reduce their participation. But obviously big demand to see buyers from both of those areas. And hence the running of the live event the week following, the running of the virtual event the week following the live event, so we can make sure that we can actually engage all of those buyers and all of those exhibitors with each other. So reflecting what's happening on in the wider world at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for that. We've moved to a question now from Vanessa, who's asking, who will London Travel Week be targeting, B2C or B2B? I might as well answer that one. This is going to be a B2B setting this year. We're looking to give any exhibitor that wants to take part in London Travel Week the opportunity to meet those contacts that will matter. So that is members of the press, that'll be buyers, that'll be anything that a client would be looking for in that sense to satisfy their business needs. So Vanessa, I hope that answers your question with regards to London Travel Week. I'll bring Jessamy in for this one. Jessamy is our operations director for WTM London, and she asks, and this is a question from Kate Varvado, how are you going to keep the social distancing requirements in place during the very busy show time? Jessamy, over to you for that one.
Yes, hi there. So we are following obviously government guidance and public health advice closely. We're planning collaboratively with venue owners, partners and relevant authorities to ensure that we do deliver a safe and secure setting experience for all of our attendees, obviously remaining alert to the COVID-19 risks. Specific information on WTM is going to be available to our customers over the next month. But in the meantime, I can confirm that we will be widening the aisles on the show floor to, and also creating a clear traffic flow system. The venue is going to be contactless in terms of payment. Our registration and badging process will involve contact with a minimum number of people. You know, around the world, we're strengthening our hygiene, our sanitisation, availability of disinfectants at our events, and we will ensure that we have appropriate medical supports and protocols in place based on guidance from the local and national public health authorities. I also gave a little bit more additional information because obviously the video didn't work, and that's kind of just wanted to add to the additional measures that we'll be looking to put in place.
Super, thank you, Jessamy. We'll keep you on for a second, and yeah, with regards to that video, we're going to try and get that to work in 2 seconds time, but we have a question coming in here regarding transport, and I know that you work very closely with TfL and the rail systems across London to try and understand how the transport will be affected in this. Could you outline the plans that you have for this year's show?
Yeah, of course. So we're currently in the planning stages, as you can imagine, and like we do every year, we work really closely with Excel, TfL and DLR. The travel page on our website will be regularly updated with advice and tips on how to travel safely to the event. We are also researching into alternative means of travel, and having been in the business for over 40 years, WTM is obviously in a really good, strong position to use its experience to help support this and to help support our attendees.
Super, fantastic, thank you very much. A recording of this whole session will be available afterwards, and we'll be sending that round to everybody who registered for this. We will move on to a question now, and this perhaps brings in Simon, Jessamy and Jonathan here about the kind of the limitations on numbers of people who could be at any stands and the booth layouts that can take place this year. How will the show floor look and feel? Why don't we start, we'll start with Jonathan, and maybe you can outline the shape of the event, and then Simon and Jessamy, if you could come in on that and explain the reasons behind these changes.
Yeah, so the look and feel of the show will be very similar to previous years. As I said, the European region is looking like it could be very similar to 2018 and 2019. Other areas are going to be slightly different. So we'll have a reduced participation from South America and North America. Caribbean still looking good, as are many Asian countries and Middle East. In terms of actual social distancing on the show floor, there's a lot of analysis that's been done. We've gone back over the last few years and looked at how many sharers, how many exhibiting partners there are with our main stand holders. Obviously, we have thousands of companies attending as exhibiting partners. And we wanted to understand how many attendees each of those sharers brings. So we've done all the analysis. We fed that into the operations team, and I know that Jessamy is working very closely with the wider operations team to do some analysis on social distancing requirements so that we can feed that through to the exhibitors and give some very clear guidance on how many people they can have attending depending on the square meterage of the stand that they take.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Anything that, that Simon or Jessamy you'd like to add to that?
I think, was there a question about catering as well in?
Yes, the whole on-site feel, how will the catering take place then for this year?
Yeah, so we're currently working with the venue to provide, obviously with the Boulevard, there's a number of catering outlets, and they are looking at that in a lot of detail to ensure that how that can be delivered safely. I know that all food will be provided pre-packaged. There will be clear screens across all the front of all the serving counters, and the venue will be going cashless. In terms of exhibitor catering, obviously the venue are looking into that, and we'll be releasing some more detailed guidance next week, but it will be offering a more packaged solution to try and keep everything to a minimum for this year.
That sounds fantastic. We've got a question here from Kathy Cullum, and this, Jeanette, I'll bring you into on this one. Can you discuss the virtual aspect of the conference this year in a bit more detail, and what will that look like in terms of conferences and seminars, and then also in terms of the speed networking opportunities that will take part of this virtual event?
Yeah, sure, just
yeah,
hi, yeah, I'm here. Okay, great. So that's a brilliant question. Thank you very much for sending that one in. So yeah, we're very excited about the virtual event offering that we're going to be launching this year. As already sort of mentioned on the presentation, we had a very successful ATM virtual event, and you know, we actually exceeded performance in terms of one-to-one meetings that took place. And so we are basically replicating a very similar product offering that what we had for ATM onto virtual WTM. So the primary focus is going to be about connecting buyers and exhibitors. And so, you know, a lot of it is, the capacity of it is going to be focused on one-to-one meetings. There's also going to be an element of content and conference programs. So the event is going to take place after WTM London, and the pre-recordings of any conference and content programs there will be available on the virtual event as an on-demand option, but there'll also be live Q&As, live panel discussions as well, and a whole sort of blend of a great conference program. There'll be also a strong element on the responsible tourism side of things, and talking about all that, you know, the sustainability aspect through our partner, Harold Goodwin. And then there will also be a speed networking opportunities. The potential to sponsor some of those speed networking opportunities as well is there on the agenda. So, you know, Ben and Sam, you know, it's something that we're going to be looking at underneath the Travel Week brand. So we're looking at either doing a speed networking event, possibly earlier, around September, October time, and then sort of on the virtual platform too. So lots of opportunities to really meet and connect and collaborate with new and existing suppliers, and also to reach out to new buyers.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jeanette. And we've got a whole load of questions just coming in there. We have a question from iCard about whether face masks will be compulsory at the Excel, and whether there'll be limits in the number of paper bag merchandising that can take place this year. Jessamy, it's probably best to head back to you on that one. Will face masks be compulsory on site?
So obviously, we are following guidance and government guidance and public health authority guidance on that. It's being discussed, and it's still part of our planning process. No decision has been made yet, but obviously once a decision is made, then we will of course make sure that is communicated out to everybody.
Fantastic, super.
And sorry, Sam, what was the second part of that question?
The second mark is, will there be a limit of on paper bag merchandising and sort of stand giveaways like that?
Yeah, so we're actually asking exhibitors this year to reconsider what they're offering out, and to try and limit it or avoid it completely, and look at a virtual solution instead.
Okay, perfect. I understand that we have the video from earlier working now, so I'm going to quickly hand over to my colleague Natalia, who will try and put that onto the screen for you there. That will outline some more of the safety precautions that are being put in place this year. Like I say, if you do have any questions at all, send those over via the private messaging chat to either myself or Natalia. But we're going to try and get that video up for you now, Natalia.
Over the last few months, we've been working hard to make sure we can welcome you to WTM London 2020 in a safe and secure manner. So, although this year might be a little different, you can expect the same great WTM London experience. Here's everything you need to know. When you arrive, there'll be signage displaying all the key information you'll need to know. We've made badge scanning contactless, so please have your badge ready to present quickly on your smartphone, or if that's not possible, in print. There'll also be one-way systems in place to help everyone keep a safe distance. And we'll be managing the capacity of the venue to make sure that happens. Inside the venue, there'll be increased ventilation. Cloakrooms will be available, but with limited facilities. So we'd encourage you to please bring as little as possible to the event. We'll be reviewing stand designs to ensure physical distancing is maintained. And all seating will have increased spacing, in line with government guidelines. To help keep everything clean, hand sanitizer will be provided at key points within the venue. And, as you'd expect, the frequency of cleaning will be increased. Hygiene screens will be installed at all service counters, information points, and catering outlets. At those catering outlets, all food and beverages will be served pre-packaged and will only be able to accept cashless payments. We look forward to welcoming you to the event again in November, where we will help recover, rebuild, and innovate the travel industry. WTM London. Ideas arrive here.
Super, thank you very much there, Natalia, and glad we could get that working for you there. If you do have any other questions, we've got a few more minutes left to answer those. Do send those over to Natalia Hartman via private messaging. Richard, Gail, I'll bring you in for this one. We have a question regarding Travel Forward for 2020. It's going to be a free-to-attend event. Could you give us any more information about that?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Sam. I can. And first of all, I'd just like to say that, you know, we are, just as everyone, is really excited to be back. If I'm honest, And Travel Forward benefits from the same expertise from Jessamy being co-located, and also from Jonathan in terms of floor plan layouts and planning on the sales side of things. And then over and above that, what underpins our event has always been the conference. And we're really pleased to be able to announce that it's going to be free to attend this year. So that we can help to support the kickstart in the industry. We've completed the initial research and we've designed the general layout of the conference. The overarching theme will be resilience, innovation and response. It'll run over 2 days and there are 3 tracks. Track 1 is traveler experience and digitization. Track 2 is innovation and disruptive technologies. And we have track 3 as the super startup session. So that essentially is what we are doing. We're recruiting the speakers now. And obviously if you have your evangelist or anyone that you feel might be suitable to join the conference, please get in touch.
Fantastic. Thank you very much there, Richard. We have a question coming in about will there be improved internet interactivity and performance due to the fact that maybe more virtual meetings will take place on site. Jessamy, is that a possibility, or will we be looking to transfer people to WTM London Virtual for that instead?
Yeah, do you know what, that's a really good question, and it's one that we've also raised with the venue and asked them to look at that as a priority. So I need to get back to you on that one. They are currently looking at it and we've raised it because we feel that it's really important.
Of course, thank you very much. And Simon, I'll come to you. We're coming towards the end of this session now, so thank you to all those who have attended and sent so many questions in for us. Simon, how do you believe that with a physical show and a virtual show happening within 10 days of one another, how are those two things going to complement each other to create that fantastic WTM London experience?
Well, it's all about providing that global interaction between buyers and sellers and brands. The live event is going to be very much delivering that in person, but obviously there's going to be some changes on the way through to November. So what we're doing is offering the opportunity for those that are unable to attend the live event for whatever reason, are able to participate in that virtual event the following week. What we're not doing is obviously holding the live and the virtual at the same time. We specifically asked the questions out to exhibitors, buyers, travel trade and media about what would best suit their requirements, and it came out very strongly that we should host the live event and then separately the virtual event as well.
Of course, thank you, and it does make sense in this year of all. And we'll move on to a final question here, and I'll ask yourself again, Simon, and Jeanette as well, to talk about the portfolio in general. How have you seen WTM as a brand respond this year, and do you think that the offerings that are going to be taking place as part of the London show that acceleration of the brand moving forward?
I think that the way that we've moved from producing live events, we already had a very strong stream of digital products already helping to facilitate those pre-event meetings to formulate the overall return on investment and time at the live event. But the way that we've actually pivoted onto the virtual event and have got a very strong and proven background to do that from the Arabian Travel Market virtual event that we ran in June, just shows how we're able to engage with people. We launched the WTM Global Hub 3 weeks after lockdown started. We're seeing huge amounts of interaction. The sales team, the marketing teams, media, everybody is talking a lot more to our clients as well, which is absolutely fantastic to hear. And it's just really development of that brand as we move through. It's an iconic brand. It's got 40 years of history, but we're certainly trying to take that brand into the next stage of its evolution.
Fantastic. And Jeanette, on a portfolio level, the advancement from your point of view?
Well, I think, we've been very much focused on delivering some really good customer research over the last 4 or 5 months across the portfolio. So we've been doing quite a lot of sentiment studies, lots of online surveys, sort of roundtable workshops and one-to-one interviews with various different customer segments across the globe. And, the response has been, it's been fantastic. The been extremely high, but there's been some very consistent themes coming out across all of the different customer segments with regards to, revenues and financial stability, people looking at their sort of cost base and looking how to restructure and set themselves up for the future, and certainly looking to accelerate with regards to technology and innovation and investing in their marketing. So those have been like the key themes that's been coming out, and I think as a brand and as a portfolio, we've responded very quickly to support our customers to help achieve what their objectives around these key themes. So as Simon said, we quickly launched the Global Hub, which delivered high-level content and information to support and answer the questions that people needed. And then we've looked at our product offering, and we've launched our own digital products to allow people to, if they can't attend in actual physical person, they've got other options that they can consider. And we are developing new and exciting things as we learn as well, and our customers are on that journey with us at all times.
Fantastic, thank you very much there. That wraps it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for bearing with us with that minor technical issue. This will have all been recorded, so will be available to you very soon on the WTM Global Hub to be viewed alongside the press conference that took place yesterday. Like I say, those will both be on the WTM Global Hub within the week. All that leaves me to say now is thank you very much for attending. We look forward to welcoming you in person to the event where ideas arrive, WTM London 2020, and to London Travel Week and Travel Forward as well. So thank you very much once again. Have a wonderful evening and stay safe. Bye-bye now.